is up, everybody? RexEncholada here, and today I have an OU battle with a team that was given to me by my good friend Jets. Well, that's not his real name, but I mean, who calls their friends by their real names, am I right? But anyway, this team is a sand team and it focuses on sweeping with Stoutland or Landorus I. And you can also do some shenanigans with Rotom Wash because you know it's a Rotom and it's powerful. And it's bulky and it's powerful. But yeah. So my goal in this battle is to just get up sand because he has no weather. So I mean, I can just get Stoutland in and just destroy everything because it's Sand Rush Choice Bandit, which is the only set that you will ever see in OU. I mean, unless there's a special Stoutland out there that I don't know about, that wouldn't make much sense now, would it? Now my opponent's team is a bunch of threats. It's like he took a collage of threats and put them on one team and then put a special defensive and a defensive wall and was like, alright, I'm ready. And clicked look for battle. So his team is very threatening. Like, look, he has a Terrakion, he has a Scizor, he has a Luke. Do you see? There's so many threats. But anyway, we're just gonna get into this battle. So I decided to leave my Rotom Wash as he decides to leave with his Terrakion. Now here, I don't know what he was doing, over predicting, misclicking, I don't know, but he goes for an Earthquake on my Rotom. So that gave me a free Will-O-Wisp, except for the fact that I missed. So now that I showed Willow, I know he's going to win a switch. So I'm just going to Volt Switch myself, get that momentum, and here I'm going to pretty much lose it immediately because I meant to go out to Hippo, but I went out to Stoutland. So I mean, yeah, there's that. So here, not wanting him to get up a free sub or setup, I'm just going to go for a superpower. And he's going to end up going for a sub, and I break the sub. So that's good. So now that he knows I have superpower, I'm predicting him to just want to try to kill me off. So I'm going to switch out into my Hippo, which can take hits, and get up my sand. So I mean, killing two birds with one stone. And he goes for a Fire Blast, probably predicting my Ferris Thorn switch in. So I mean, that wasn't a bad play at all. And he's just going to go for a Dark Pulse. I'm going to eat that up, and then I'm just going to go for a Whirlwind and get him out of here. I mean, it would have been more beneficial if I had Rocks up, but I can't be choosy now, can ya? We don't mess around with threats. And speaking of which, he brings in this Terrakion. So I'm going to go out to my Rotom. And from the looks of that damage, just think it's Bandit. Like, this is so Bandit that had it been any more Bandit, it would be at +2 attack instead of +1. And that was very corny. I don't know why I said that, but I don't care. So here, he switches out, and I make kind of an odd play. Here I go for the Pain Split. And the reason I went for the Pain Split is because with this Terrakion, he had two choices. One, killed me off, and if he killed me off, I could bring in my Stoutland, go for the superpower, and revenge kill it. Or two, just switch out. And so either way, it would be helpful to me. So I just went for the Pain Split on that off chance that he did switch out, which he ends up doing. I know Lucario is a setup sweeper, so I mean I have one free turn while he sets up. And so he's going to go for the setup move of his choice, which just so happens to be Nasty Plot. So this is a special move, which is, that's pretty cool. I'm going to go for the Hydro, I'm going to hit it and take it clean out. So there is one threat gone, but I mean, he still has 4 left. Maybe 5 if that Jellicent is like Water Spout, but I doubt it just because then Will would be defensive. So I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp on the Scizor, and I'm going to miss yet again. And then he reveals the Swords Dance, which means this thing is a huge threat. I was just expecting Bandit Technician, but this guy, he brought the most offensive, he brought the best Scizor possible. So I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to hit this time, and he's going to pursue, predicting me to switch out, I guess maybe to my Ferrothorn, I don't know. But I'm just going to go for the Pain Split, just to get a little bit more HP back, and he's just going to U-turn out, which is good for me because I can get stuff happening, I guess, I don't know. So here he brings in his Hydreigon, and his Vidragon, excuse me. But I'm just gonna Volt Switch out. No, Hard Switch out. Sorry, I'm just gonna Hard Switch out to my Hippo, and I'm gonna take a Draco like it's my job, because in that instance it was, and I live with enough to get lefties and survive rocks. So that's cool. But at that time I didn't know I would survive rocks, but there's no rocks up anyway. So here I'm gonna go out to my Fortress, and I know that because of the special attack drops, I can live a Fire Blast should he choose to go for it. So I'm just going to go for a Lead Seed, and he does go for the Fire Blast. He hits me, but I can live 2 Fire Blasts, so I mean, no big deal. And I missed a Lead Seed, so my team didn't bring the glasses today. Maybe they didn't wear the contacts. I don't know what happened, but it's all good because I get a little instant karma, and he misses his Fire Blast, so it's all good. But I would still rather have had that first Lead Seed because, I mean, yeah, it would have caused him to switch. A lot of stuff, a domino effect would have occurred, and yeah. So here he's going to switch out into his Skarmory, and I know that he's going to switch out, so I'm just going to set up spikes. I mean, I could have went for another Leech Seed, but I mean, there's really no point. So I'm just going to Leech Seed his Skarm now. And again, I know he's going to switch out, but to me, spikes are more important than keeping this Ferrothorn alive, because when this dies, I get a free switch into whatever I want to go out to. So I'm just going to set up another layer of spikes. And I know the Fire Blast is coming, but he misses. So I mean, we're kind of all even now, except he didn't miss 2 Will-O-Wisps. But anyway, I digress. I go for the Leech Seed, I hit, so I get enough HP back to the point where I may be able to possibly survive a Fire Blast, except no, I'm not living that shit. There's no way I'm living. So yeah, I probably could have went for a 3rd layer of spikes. That's actually, I went for spikes just in case I did live or he did miss, but neither of those happened. So here I go out to my Tentacruel, and I know that he's going to want to bring in his Jellicent to spin block me, so instead of getting away hazard, I'm just going to set up hazard. So I'm just going to throw one little tiny poisonous spike out there, just one toxic spike, one itty bitty toxic spike out there. And then on the following turn, I'm going to go for the knockoff to knock off his leftovers so that he can't recover the sandstorm damage, and he disables me. But I mean, that's no problem because I only planned on using that weak move once anyway. So now that I know that he's Cursed Body, I can go for all the Scalds I want. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to switch out because I feel like Scald wouldn't be doing enough. And I expected to sack this to rocks, but it lives. And then it takes about, I don't know, 2%, not 2%, 2 HP from a Shadow Ball. So I mean, that's cool, I guess. So here, he makes the weirdest play ever. I obviously have the Volt Switch, so I mean, he didn't, and I went for the Pain Split expecting him to switch out, but he stayed in. And now expecting him to stay in, like he did, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, but he decides that he wants to switch out. Like, I just got outplayed here. Like, what? That was so confusing to me during the time. I was like, what is this guy doing? But since I have the Volt Switch, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I can get the momentum back, go into my Stoutland, and something's about to die. I don't have to over-predict. I'm in a good position. I can just click not close combat. I can just click Superpower and kill something. Imagine if Stoutland got close combat. That's wow. Anyway, I'm just going to go for the Superpower to just kill something. And now he's going to bring in his Skarmory. I know he's going to want to go for a Brave Bird, so I'm going to go into my Tentacruel. And that's exactly what he does. And he takes this Brave Bird pretty well. I mean, 30%, that's very well in my book. Coming from a Tentacruel, I don't even think this has any defense. I don't know. It could. I'm pretty sure this is, I don't know what it is. But I'm going to go for the Scald, hope to get a burn. Not going to get it, and he's going to kill me off with another Brave Bird. But I get a free switch out, and I'm going to go into my Rotom. Now here again, I thought, okay, you obviously know how to Volt Switch, you're obviously going to die, so I go for Pain Split, and he decides that he wants to go for Roost. What is this guy doing? Someone tell me, please. Like, I'm confused. I don't know. So here I'm just going to Volt Switch, do a hefty amount to this Skarmory. I'm going to go into my Landorus to take the Brave Bird, because Landorus can take Brave Birds. I mean, it has pretty decent bulk, even if it's not Landorus T, which is too bulky. It lives hits. It lives any kind of hit. But here I'm just going to go for the HP Ice, and he decides that he wants to help me out, and he brings in his Hydreigon on the silver platter, which is good, because I really didn't have anything that could handle this Hydreigon. Well, I still had Stoutland, but I mean, all he had to do was play around it. So here he brings in his Jellicent, and me being the paranoid person I am, I'm gonna take this turn to set up a sub, just because I was not sure if I would kill for there. I mean, it should have, but I don't know. My luck isn't always the greatest, so I'm just gonna risk one turn to make sure I'm going to be able to take it out. And I do take it out because I had like 1 HP left, but he does disable my Earth Power, and then he brings in his Sizzler. So I'm thinking it's burned. I should be able to take one because it's not banded, but he doesn't take one, and he dies. So I mean, yeah, there goes Landorus Eye. But I do get to go out to my Rotom, and here I expect him to, I don't know, Bullet Punch, and I thought it would do more, so I'm just gonna Volt Switch, or not Volt Switch, I'm gonna Pain Split, and then I'm just gonna Pain Split for the heck of it. I mean, there's no real reason to do that. I could have just Volt Switched, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna Pain Split, and then I'm gonna Volt Switch on this turn, and get a free switch out to my Stoutland. And from here it's pretty much game, because I have the Fire Fang on the Stoutland, and then I have the Volt Switch on the Skarmory, both of which are super effective, and both of these folks outspeed Skarmory. So yeah, that's the game. So Stoutland doing a little cleanup work, except not really. So yeah, thanks for watching this battle, and remember, you're a rose in a field of daisies. Deuces.